Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu newspaper analysis dated 5th of October 2023. In today's newspaper analysis, we are going to cover a mapping topic and we are going to cover topics from the editorial section of the newspaper. Along with this, we have also selected some additional topics that are important for the UPSC exam. So let us quickly see the list of articles that are important for the UPSC CSE. So these are list of articles that I have included for discussion today, and apart from this is another article. So we'll be discussing all these articles one by one. So the first topic that we are going to discuss is a mapping topic. So today we have thought of covering the major mountain passes in India. Okay, mountain passes are in news because of one or other thing. Sometimes the mountain passes gets blocked, right? Because of some, let's say, debris falling from the mountain passes. So that's why they have been in news, and mountain passes play important role because through the mountain passes you can go from one location to the another location through the mountains itself. So mountain passes are generally created by human beings. I mean, we have created mountain passes by doing some blasting activities, by creating roads over there so that people can freely move from one location to another location. So in this map, although it may be looking very small to the people who are seeing it online, but the thing is, you can download the PDF, and after downloading you can refer to them. Okay, means you can enlarge it. Okay, so let us see some of the mountain passes, and we will do it as an exercise. Means all of you, I want to, let's say, participate in identifying the mountain passes. So the first mountain pass that we are going to talk about is Nathula Pass. So where is Nathula Pass located? It is located in the state of Sikkim. Okay, so it is located in the state of Sikkim. So we need to locate where is Nathula Pass located. Okay, see, Sikkim is over here. Here they have mentioned Nathula Pass. Okay, so these passes are generally shown using these parallel lines. Okay, parallel equal lines. So it showcases that this is a pass and people can go from one place to another, from this side to this side. Okay, so Nathula Pass is located in Sikkim. And also if we see, let's say some portions related to it. One thing is Nathula Pass, second is Jalepla Pass, and then Bomdila Pass. So all of these are located over here. Okay, so this Bomdila Pass is over here. Now Nathula Pass after locating, let us locate Rohtang Pass. This is in news many a times. So where is Rohtang Pass located? In the state of Himachal Pradesh. So let us see where is Rohtang Pass located. Okay, here do we see Rohtang? Rohtang Pass. Okay, so Rohtang Pass is in the state of Himachal Pradesh. Then another is Zojila Pass. So Zojila is located in the Union Territory of Ladakh. So where is Ladakh? Let us quickly see where is Zojila. Anyone who can help me in locating Zojila? In the center? Yeah. So here they have mentioned Jajila, means it is Zojila Pass. Okay, maybe because of its small size it may be looking like. Okay, so that is Zojila Pass. Then another pass, it has been renamed. It has been renamed as Nitin Gadkari Pass. It was earlier known as Rohtang Pass. So Rohtang Tunnel. So it is at the same location. So this is Rohtang Tunnel. So a tunnel has been created. Okay, so that is there. Now we are going to locate some other passes also quickly. So let's locate Khardungla Pass. Okay, Khardungla Pass. So where is it located? Leh in Nubra Valley. Okay, Ladakh. Khardungla Pass. Can we locate it? This is Khardungla Pass. Okay, this is Khardungla Pass. This one. Okay, Khardungla Pass. Then Shipkila Pass. It is located in Himachal Pradesh. So where is Shipkila? It is visible over here. Shipkila Pass. Okay, Shipkila Pass. Then we have Banihal Pass. So Banihal Pass in Pir Panjal range in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so where is Banihal Pass? We can see over here. This is Mountain Pass in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So it is a union territory now, but earlier it was a state. Then Lipu Lake Pass. Where is Lipu Lake located? In Uttarakhand. It connects India to Tibet Autonomous Region of China. Lipu Lake Pass. So where is Lipu Lake Pass? Lipu Lake Pass, this is, okay, in Uttarakhand, Lipu Lake Pass. Then we will look at another location, it is Palakkad Pass or Palghat Gap. Where is it located? It is in Western Ghat, okay, it is in Western Ghat and serves as a natural corridor between state of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, okay. What is Palghat Pass, okay, Palghat Pass, state of Kerala and Tamil Nadu, okay. So Kerala is Kerala is over here, this is Palghat Pass, this small state, this is Goa, this is Kerala, okay. So this is Palghat Pass. I mean, you can look at other passes also in your free time, download this map, go through it for about 10 to 15 minutes, go through it multiple times whenever you get time, and you will be able to locate some of the passes, try to locate the most renowned passes, the name that you have already heard about, okay. So having understood this, let us now understand about Nobel Prize in Chemistry. So this year in 2023, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry has been awarded to 3 people, okay. It has been awarded to 3 people. Who are those 3 people? One of the person is Maungi Bawendi, so this is the person, okay. Then we have Louis Bruce, the middle person, and then we have Alexei Akimov, the third person. So these 3 people have been together awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. So they have been awarded Nobel Prize in Chemistry for their work in quantum dots, okay. They have done their work in quantum dots. So it is important that you should at least understand that Nobel Prize in Chemistry has been awarded to 3 people for their work in quantum dots. Now we need to understand what are quantum dots, okay. This is important. Then we need to understand that like what significance quantum dots hold, right, for future. So quantum dots are very small sized particles, okay. They are very small sized particles and their size ranges in nanoscale, okay. So means these are small dots and they have a width of, let's say, few nanometer, okay. They have a width of few nanometer. So these quantum dots are at nanoscale and they have applications, okay. So quantum dots are already in use and like, you know, we have been teaching quantum dots as part of nanotechnology, as part of nanotechnology or nanoscience. So these 3 people have done their own work related to quantum dots. We don't need to remember who has done which work. It will be very detailed and that is not needed. We just need to understand what are quantum dots, right? Quantum dots are small dot-like structure and they are in the nanoscale, okay? Means like few nanometers, maybe less than 100 nanometers, I would say, okay? Maybe 10 nanometers, 20 nanometers, 30 nanometers, like this. So these are, quantum dots are very small crystal with peculiar properties that have found applications in a variety of fields, from new age LED screens to quantum computers, okay? So they have their application in LED screens, they have their application in quantum computers, and these may be used in future dates in various type of work like flexible electronics, minuscule sensors, slimmer solar cells, and perhaps encrypted quantum communication. It is important that we should understand in which field or in which area they find their application. Because in UPSC prelims exam, if they are asking a question from science and technology, they basically ask the application of that technology. So where the quantum dots may be applied in LED screens, in quantum computers, for making minuscule sensors, for let's say like, you know, solar cells, and they may be used in future for encrypted quantum communication. So we need to remember where their application lies, okay. So you can write down where they can have applications, okay. So this is the thing. So in this article, we just needed to understand about Nobel Prize in Chemistry. So that was in page 1 and so the related thing is in page 12. I have included that thing as well. It says quantum dots are crystals just a few nanometers wide holding only a few thousand atoms. How many atoms are there? only few thousand atoms. And if we want to compare that, like, what is the size of the atom? If we talk about a grain, let's say I have a grain like this, a small grain, food grain, it may be, let's say, of rice, of wheat and all. In a small grain, there are around 10 raised to power 21 atoms. How many? 10 raised to power 21 atoms. Means this is known as, there is a term, it is known as sextillion atoms. Means 10 raised to power 21 atoms in one grain. And if we talk about these quantum dots, so they are in the scale of nanometer. So they have around 10, let's say, like, few nanometers, okay, few nanometers wide. So they are very small in size, and these scientists have done their work in quantum dot, okay, quantum dots. So what they have done is that when some light is shined on a quantum dot, it will absorb and re-emit at a different frequency or color. Means if you throw some light on quantum dots, it is going to absorb and it is going to re-emit, but they are going to change the frequency when they re-emit. So if frequency changes, the color of light will change. For example, during our school studies, right, we have heard about this VIBGYOR. It's an acronym that talks about, let's say, different colors of light, components of white light. So it has violet color, indigo color, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So inside the white color, we have all these colors. So we used to do experiment using this kind of slit. So we used to pass white light through it. So one, it was passing, so like, while it passes, so it emits colors like this, okay. So colors are like blue, indigo, like this, okay. So different colors are found at different places, okay, like this, okay. So red color was found at the top like this, okay. So it used to emit 7 colors from here, okay. So what it does, it disperses light. I mean, light is emitted at different frequencies and different wavelengths when it passes through it. So quantum dots, if we pass some laser light into the quantum, quantum particles, quantum dots, it's going to absorb and it's going to re-emit. And when it re-emits, it is going to re-emit at a different frequency, okay. So uniquely, color depends on the size of the dot. If we have bigger dot, it will be lesser bluer. If we have a smaller dot, it will be more bluer in color. So that's the importance of quantum dots, okay. So like, these things may find their application in a future date. So it says the smaller the dot, the bluer will be the color of the re-emitted light. And this relationship between size and color is the result of electrons in the atom jumping from a lower energy level to a higher energy level, okay. Means like, when we pass some light, so electrons jump from low energy levels to high energy levels, okay. So it jump and then it emits light like this, okay. So this is about quantum dot. Here in this article, they have discussed about which scientist has done what part of work in the quantum dot. But we need to generally understand that Nobel Prize was awarded in chemistry for quantum dot to 3 people. It is also not needed to remember the name of these people. If you happen to remember just one name, you will be able to, let's say, connect with the question, okay. At least one name. For example, Dr. Ekimov, okay. So this is a unique name. You can remember one name. You will be able to connect it with quantum dot. You will be able to connect it with Nobel Prize in chemistry, okay. And you need to remember the application of quantum dots. Applications is very important. Whenever they ask science and technology question, they ask about application part of that new emerging technology. So let us solve this question. This question is based on this topic. It says, consider the following statements. The 2023 Nobel Prize in Chemistry has been awarded to this Mongi G. Bawendi, Louis A. Bruce and Alexei Ekimov. So these are the names, right? So this is right. What is the second statement? It says it was awarded for the discovery and synthesis of attosecond pulses. This is related to Nobel Prize in Physics, right? So we have discussed about it yesterday. So this is wrong. Third statement, quantum dot scan catalyzes chemical reactions and their clear light can illuminate tumor tissue for a surgeon. Means like this is one of the application that they have discussed in some other articles, okay. So this can be one of the articles. I mean, like it can be used to like illuminate tumor tissue for a surgeon, like this. So 1 and 3 will be the right answer. Correct answer will be option B. Yes, Vijay Lal has given answer. He says option B. That's good. So Vijay Lal has been following. You can go through the solution. You can download it and go through the solution in your free time. Then we have another topic. This topic is related to environment and ecology. Okay, it is part of environment and ecology. So we are going to discuss about it. It says keeping tabs on carbon with an accounting system, right? So this topic is important. We are going to discuss about it. Okay. Name of the topic. Keeping tab on carbon. Keeping tabs on carbon with an accounting system. Tabs on carbon with an accounting system. Okay. So what they have discussed in this article, now why we give more emphasis on carbon. Okay, we need to understand why we give emphasis on understanding carbon, understanding about carbon. So let's discuss about it. Okay, I have written carbon over here. Carbon is basically a greenhouse gas. Okay, it's a greenhouse gas. Greenhouse gas means, so I'm going to write about it. Greenhouse gas means it is able to, okay, what? It is able to absorb heat radiations. Okay, it is able to absorb heat radiations. Heat radiations how? For example, let's say this is the atmosphere. Okay, so I'll just draw atmosphere quickly. Okay. Let's say this is the atmosphere on the, like on the top of earth. Let's say like these are different layers of atmosphere. If sunlight is coming, okay, if sunlight is coming, let's say this is sun, sunlight is coming, okay, it is, let's say, incoming on the surface of earth. So they come, generally sunlight is coming. So the thing is, with the sunlight we also receive certain kind of radiations that heat up the let's say surface of the earth. Let's say like there, here we have earth, okay, let's say it heats up the surface of the earth, okay. But after some time what happens when sunlight is not there? These light will generally be radiated back, okay. So we understand about heat budget of the earth, we understand about heat budget of the atmosphere of the earth. So the thing is, most of the heat that comes, not all the heat is, let's say, sent back. Some portion of the heat is dissipated over here, and while radiating back, right, so some kind of radiation is coming, while radiating back, some of these radiations are trapped by carbon dioxide, okay, they are trapped by carbon dioxide. Since oxygen is a constituent part of the atmosphere, carbon is also a constituent part of the atmosphere, and carbon dioxide is able to capture the heat waves. And the let's say like the presence of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is increasing. What? The carbon dioxide, its value, its amount does not remain constant. It is slowly and gradually increasing. Since the quantity of carbon dioxide is increasing in the atmosphere, so there is a likelihood that the global greenhouse gas emission that is happening, it is going to warm up the atmosphere. So that's why people are saying that the UN Secretary General has said that global boiling is happening, okay. So carbon dioxide is increasing, so that's why we need to keep a tap on carbon. So in this article they have talked about keeping tabs on carbon with an accounting system. So they have tried to relate the carbon with accounting system. Means like, in this article has been written by two prominent author. One of the author has been a part of Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He has worked in the CAG, and another author is, let's say, a kind of scientist in MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So they have together connected the carbon thing, which is part of environment and ecology. It's a part of, let's say, environment and ecology, because we need to reduce the global warming. If we want to reduce global warming, we have to reduce the emission of carbon dioxide from the earth, right? We need to reduce the emission. If we emit more, they are going to get accumulated in the atmosphere. If they get accumulated into the atmosphere, then greenhouse will increase. Global warming will increase. So they have said the way, okay, so like one of the heading is measuring as the first step. They have said that measuring is the first step. So let's understand what they want to see. So they say that if greenhouse gases are being emitted, if carbon is being emitted, so we need to be first able to understand how much of these carbon is being emitted. So we need to have methods so that we can measure how much carbon is being emitted. So we need to have methods, and the author is talking about one method that has been developed by some scientists, right? So that method has been adopted by many corporates also. So here they say existing carbon accounting methodologies such as those championed by Karthik Ramana at Oxford are already capable of tracking carbon balance sheets at the corporate level. So there are some people who there is a person who was working in the Oxford. So his name is Mr. Karthik Ramana. Okay, Mr. Karthik Ramana. He has developed a method for measuring carbon dioxide emission at corporate level. So the author is saying that this method, okay, this method can be adopted, or other similar methods can be adopted, so that we can we develop our potential to measure how much carbon is being emitted. So first key is we should be able to measure how much carbon is being emitted. Once we have, let's say, mastered the art of measuring or mastered the science of measuring the amount of carbon which is emitted, so we will be able to put tax also, okay? So we can go for taxation on carbon emission. So the author is saying that we all know what is GDP, we know what is GNP, because these are methods that have been developed by people to identify how much is to be taxed to a person and how GDP contributes to economic growth. For the measurement of economic growth, we use GDP. So for that, people are putting taxation, and people know the role of taxation in GDP. Means how taxation plays important role for let's say government's resources. So similarly, we can also tax, what we can do, we can also tax people for carbon emission, okay, for carbon emission. And the author has given a hypothetical, let's say, example also. The way that we are taxing people on their income, we can also tax people on the amount of carbon that they are emitting. So if we do that kind of taxation, so there will be a uniform system of taxation, and it's going to make people sensitized. People will be aware that we need to reduce the emission of carbon dioxide. So the author has talked about a kind of framework, and they have talked about this national carbon accounting system. Okay, they have talked about that there can be a system that we can build. This is national carbon accounting system. Okay, national carbon accounting system we can build. This is NCA, National Carbon Accounting System. Once we build this particular thing, we can use the methodology of, let's say, measuring the carbon emission, and then we can put tax on people, and this will help the world to reduce the carbon emission. So they have tried to give a framework how we can reduce the carbon emission. They have talked about keeping tabs on carbon with accounting system. They have talked about that we need to first develop a method of measurement, then we need to apply tax. and then we can have a system, national carbon emission system, and then we will be able to reduce carbon emission. So this is a good thing. You can, let's say, like, if you come across a question, you can give this as an anecdote, you can give it as a small story, that this way also, this can be one of the possible ways of reducing the carbon emission. Then we have a question over here. So Vijay Lal has written, sir, carbon accounting is same as carbon footprint. See, carbon footprint is the amount of carbon dioxide that is released by individuals, by organization, and at national level. So it is, let's say, it is a kind of measurement how much carbon you are emitting. What is your contribution to the emission of carbon dioxide? So this is the carbon accounting is equal to, like carbon footprint is equal to measuring the carbon. Okay, so it is related to carbon accounting definitely. Okay, so we have a question here. How does carbon accounting contribute to international efforts to combat climate change, such as the Paris Agreement? And what role does it play in achieving carbon reducing targets? Okay, so try to answer this question. This question is an application of the idea that we have just discussed. Okay, so after writing an answer to this question, you can share your answer with us at Jahidul@lukmaanias.com. So I'm going to evaluate, I'm going to share the evaluated copy back with you. So this way you can write an answer to this question. So having understood this topic, let us now move to another topic. This topic says retribution for the south, accolades for the north. Okay, retribution for the south, accolades for the north. To understand this topic, we need to understand what is the meaning of retribution. Retribution means a kind of punishment or a kind of penalty. Okay, kind of penalty you can say, or punishment. And if we talk about accolades, it means giving some sort of award. Okay, so in this article the author says that penalty for the south and awards for the north. Okay, so this topic is related to this thing, what? Population census. It is related to population. So we are going to understand about the population and delimitation. So let us understand about this topic quickly, right? So name of the topic is retribution for the south, comma, accolades for the north. Now in this article the author is talking about, let's say, states in India, right? So let me just try to draw Indian states quickly. It's not that good, but let's try to understand. It's very big to this side. Okay, so basically in this article they have talked about, is it looking like a person? Okay. Okay, so in this article basically they have talked about that retribution for the south. South means the southern states. They have talked about 5 states in South India. What are those 5 states? We are going to quickly write down the name of these states that the author has talked about. One of the state is Karnataka. Then let's say Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh. I am just writing AP. So the author has referred about 5 states, 5 southern states, and the author has also referred about 5 northern states. Okay, 5 northern states Author has talked about 5 states in the northern or northern states at large. So northern states include, let's say, Bihar, UP, right, and many other states where we have more population. So the author is talking about the kind of population census. I mean, like last population census that has happened, I mean, like in this article they have talked about 1971 census. They have discussed about this census, 1971. So 1971 census that we have conducted, after conducting we have, let's say, demarcated the territory of each state, like, you know, demarcated the territory for conducting Lok Sabha elections. So that is known as what? Delimitation exercise. Delimitation exercise we have done. Delimitation exercise for general elections. So we have conducted delimitation exercise. And what happens in delimitation exercise? We demarcate the territories or boundaries of constituencies, okay? So boundaries of constituencies are demarcated. Boundaries of constituencies for Lok Sabha election are demarcated. Constituencies, okay, are demarcated. So the thing is, what role does it play? Basically in this article the author has talked about a system of transfer of money from the central government to the state governments, okay, and for that purpose the central government creates a finance commission every 5 years, okay. A finance commission is created by the central government every 5 years, and that finance commission gives method to the government that, like, you know, what formula they should apply to let's say, like, you know, identify how much amount is to be transferred to the state, and out of that amount how much is to be distributed among different states. So the thing is, the finance commission plays various roles, okay. Finance, so we are going to discuss about this finance commission. So finance commission is a constitutional body, okay. Finance commission is a constitutional body, and this constitutional body is created for the purpose of sharing a formula for devolution of taxation proceeds, okay, for devolution of taxation proceeds from the central pool of taxes, okay, devolution of, let's say, proceeds from taxes, proceeds from taxes. So the formula that they share, so it has two components. One is known as vertical devolution, okay, other is known as horizontal devolution. Horizontal devolution. So what do we mean by vertical devolution? Vertical devolution means from the center to state. I mean, like, you know, how much money is to be sent from the center to the state. So generally as of now it is 41%, but this has not been the case since beginning, okay. So it has been changing over the years. So let's say center receives 100 crore rupees, 41 crore rupees should be given to the state as per the recent central like finance commission report. Horizontal devolution means how this amount, whatever amount the state receives, let's say, like, you know, state receives X amount. So how this X amount is to be distributed among states, okay, among those states or between those states, okay, among states, how it is going to be distributed among states. And for these things the finance commission shares the formula. And so central government, whenever they let's say, like, you know, constitute a finance commission is constituted by the President of India, right. So whenever they constitute, they provide a term of reference, okay, they provide a term of reference to the finance commission. Term of reference means these are some of the, let's say, directions that what the finance commission should look into, what aspects they should, let's say, look into, and after then they should give a formula to the government. They should give a formula to the government, okay. So in this article they have talked about that the finance commission also considers, right, while sharing this formula of vertical devolution and horizontal devolution, they also look into the population of a state, okay. So initially the first finance commission has looked into the population only, then the second finance commission has looked into another criteria which is, let's say, per capita income. Okay, it has looked into what? Per capita income of people in that state. Slowly and gradually they have, let's say, like, worked on many other factors. Now they also consider about income distance. They also consider about what actions these states have taken related to environment. Okay, for that also it incentivizes. However, the author is saying that, like, since some states has, like most of the states have been given mandate after 1971 census that you need to reduce the population, population increase in your state. You need to go for family planning activities so that people who are there, they should be educated, they should take informed decision about having a kid or not, so that they become assets for the country, right? So the thing is, most of the states in South India, they have taken many steps and they were able to take good steps related to population control in their state, so that people go after informed decision. They, let's say, family planning activity can be taken. However, in northern states it has not happened. In northern states people have not focused on family planning related thing. So now the author is saying that since northern states did not focus on family planning, they have very high population. Their population is very high. In southern states population is low. And if we talk about the let's say horizontal evolution, so they consider the population in these states. So those states that did not perform on this criteria, they are being let's say like, accoladed, they are being awarded, who did not actually take a step. Those states who have taken a step, they are being penalized, they are being punished or penalized. So in this article, the headline of this article is a kind of what? It gives us sort of what we say, contrary statement. It is saying ki haan, matlab the center is actually penalizing the southern states that have performed well on this factor, and it is giving awards to northern states that have failed to perform. Sarcasm. Yeah, it's a kind of sarcasm. Yeah, the word is sarcasm. So that's why in this article the author says that, like, population plays a very important role. However, the upcoming finance commission, let's say the new finance commission that will be set up, so the author has suggested that that finance commission should come up with a formula so that those states where population is less, those states where they have taken family planning a serious issue, they should not be retributed, they should not be penalized, they should be instead awarded. So this is the suggestion of the articles. So author says the 5 southern states have effectively controlled their population and should not be penalized through reduced political representation. They say, like, if delimitation commission happens, so like they are going to get lesser money, and then after delimitation commission, the one of the objective of delimitation commission is one vote, one value. So the thing is, like, northern states will have more people who are going to represent in the Lok Sabha. Southern states will have lesser population. So the author is saying that these people should not be penalized. So one vote, one value can be re-looked into, because this is, although it is part of the democracy in India, but the author has said that these states should not be penalized. Okay, because southern states have lesser population, and that's why they are less represented in the Parliament of India. If they are less represented, their voices are less heard of. So this is the thing. So this is a good article, right? This article has been written good. It is related to Finance Commission. It is related to delimitation. Yeah. So that's the thing. Then we have another topic. This topic is also important. Vijay Lal has written, sir, 15th Finance Commission devolution of funds weightage by 2011 census. Okay, yeah, 15th Finance Commission has considered 2011 census, and then the next Finance Commission may either consider 2011 census or the next census that is conducted. Maybe, like, it is yet not known. So now this is another topic. It says, let there be light. So in this article they have talked about physics Nobel celebrates the techniques to measure changes in electron properties. So yesterday we discussed about it. So in this article they have talked about Nobel Prize. Okay, they have talked about Nobel Prize in Physics. So Nobel Prize in Physics was given to how many people? 2 people or 3 people? 2 people. Nobel Prize in Physics was given to 2 people for their work in 3 people. Yes. For their work in attosecond physics. Okay. For their work in attosecond physics. So in attosecond physics, what happens? They are able to measure the fast moving electrons. They are able to measure fast moving electrons at attosecond speed. So this is, let's say, 10 raised to power minus 18 of second. Okay, 10 raised to power minus 18 second is known as attosecond. So at this level, they were able to identify the speed of electrons, the energy of electron, and they were able to let's say, like impart some kind of laser lights. They used laser lights or laser beams to excite the electrons from one state to another state, and then they have measured the energy of those electrons. Okay, they have measured energy and also kinetic. They have measured the kinetic energy basically. Okay, they have measured the kinetic energy. So this attosecond physics is a new field of physics, right? For this, these people have been awarded. In this article, they have talked about let there be light, let people get their Nobel in this field, and it is a good achievement. And apart from this, in this article itself, the author has talked about Nobel Prize in Medicine. Nobel Prize in Medicine has been given for their work in mRNA vaccine, for their mRNA vaccine, right? mRNA vaccine for COVID-19, okay? For COVID. So this is the thing, and this has been awarded to 3 people. This is 2 people, this is 3 people. Okay. So sometimes it gets mixed up, but this is the thing. Okay, in this article they have just mentioned about it. So this article will help you to quickly revise, okay, the Nobel Prize. It's also important because UPSC may ask a question from this issue, because it is an upcoming field. Generally, whenever they ask questions from science and technology, they ask questions from technologies that are coming, emerging technology, future technologies. Okay, long back, if you see 2008-9, they have been asking about let's say, those technologies that were coming at that point of time. But now we have quantum dots, we have quantum physics, now we have attosecond physics. So they may ask these topics. Okay, so it's important. They may ask questions. Now in this article they have talked about women's quota panchayats to parliament. Okay, this topic is also important. This topic is referring to the women's reservation bill. Which bill? Women's reservation bill. And this bill has been passed, and it has become an act. So this is known as 106th Constitutional Amendment Act, right? This 106th Constitutional Amendment Act gives 33% reservation, right? 33% reservation to women in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. Okay, so this is the thing. 128th Amendment Bill, it was the bill. I mean, let's say the Parliament of India has come up with 1, 2, 3, so many bills they have introduced in the Parliament, and so this particular bill number was 128th Amendment Bill. However, it got passed before most of the pending bills. So the bill that gets passed, that becomes an act. Some other bills are still pending. They might have been introduced before this one. This one, when it was introduced when they assembled in the new Parliament building. And in the new Parliament building, this was the first bill that they have introduced, and it got passed in a quick note. So it became 106th Constitutional Amendment Act. And many of the bills are still pending. The one that is passed from both the houses of the Parliament, and also which is assented by the President of India. So President of India has also given her assent. So that's why it became 106th Constitutional Amendment Act. So this is the basic difference. Okay. Means like when it is introduced, so it becomes bill. When it is passed, it becomes an act. Okay. So now in this article, the author has referred about the women's reservation bill. The author has talked about that women's quota panchayats to parliament. Author has talked about it has become 30 years. It has been 30 years since this 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. So the thing is 30 years back, we have enacted 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment. And through that Constitutional Amendment, we provided reservation to women in the panchayats. And we wanted to make panchayat as the third tier of governance. We wanted to make the local self-government to be a, let's say, part of the constitutional machinery in India. So 30 years back, we have given reservation to women in the panchayats. And now, if we talk about how successful they have been, now in most of the panchayat, more than half of the seats are held by the women. So women have a voice in the panchayats. Now with this bill, we are going to give reservation to women in the Parliament of India. Once they are, let's say, represented in the Parliament, so their voice will also be heard, right? Although presently in the Parliament, there is about 14.1 or 14.9% people in the women in the Parliament, but with this, there will be, let's say, 33%. It will double, more than double, right? Once it is enacted. So the thing is, in this article, the author is talking about the impact of reservation. So this reservation is going to have impact. But we need to wait for another census to happen, because in the bill itself, they have given this clause that like after census, there will be a delimitation and then we are going to give reservation to women. So although it is passed, but it is not implemented as of now. It will be implemented at a later date. So this article has talked about that, it is, they have referred to a paper also, 2004 paper by Esther Duplo and Raghavendra Chattopadhyay on Panchayat in West Bengal and Rajasthan, found that women leaders invest more in public goods and ensure increased women's participation in Panchayat meetings, like that. Okay. So this is the thing. Now they are saying that now the future is uncertain. Why the future is uncertain? Because of, let's say, some conditionality that is associated with the bill, with the Act 106 Constitutional Amendment Act. Once it is passed, then it will become, let's say, people are going to get reservation. However, in this article, the author has also talked about that OBCs have not been given reservation. Only SC and STs have been given reservation. And in this article, the author has talked about that in the panchayats, most of the seats, whenever they have seen the case of Delhi, let's say there is a reserved seat for women, and in that reserved seat, if a upper caste women is coming and if a OBC women is coming, people have chosen the upper caste women. So this has been the case. But how it is going to impact, that we need to see. Okay. So this topic is good. You need to read this topic once again on your own to understand some of the examples that the author has talked about. Otherwise, the thought process I have explained. Then this is another topic. It says the impact of Bihar caste survey. So the thing is why this caste survey is important. We need to understand this. Basically, in the state of Bihar, Bihar is considered to be one of the backward state, because most of the people in Bihar, they are not doing financially well. Okay, since they are not doing financially well, it has many repercussions also for the society. Many of the people are lesser educated as compared to other states. So literacy rate is low, the per capita income in the state is low, and that's why, let's say, it is considered to be a backward state. So this Bihar government has approached the central government long back, and after approaching, they have asked the central government to conduct a caste-based survey in the state of Bihar and across India. So conducting a caste-based survey, as mentioned in the constitution, is a part of the, let's say, the union government. The union government has authority under the constitution of India to conduct a caste survey. However, at that point of time, the central government denied that we don't want to conduct the caste-based survey as of now. So then the Bihar government went back there and they have, let's say, discussed in their parliament, and the parliament has approved that we want to conduct caste-based survey for our own state. we don't need the central government. And so this was approved, and they have conducted the survey. But before they could publish the survey, that thing was challenged in the let's say in the High Court of Patna, and the High Court of Patna has gone through the, let's say, both the sides. I mean, it has gone through the, let's say, objections of the central government, and it has gone through the, let's say, why the Bihar government needs it. So after going through it, the Patna High Court has decided that this caste-based survey is actually needed for the state. Why? Because this survey is going to give data to the state authorities that like how much percent of people belong to which category in this state. Okay. So they have passed, the Patna High Court has passed. Then the case came to the Supreme Court of India, and Supreme Court of India has upheld the decision of the Patna High Court. And after they have upheld the decision of Patna High Court, on 2nd of October, I mean today is 5th of October, 2nd of October, they have released the caste-based survey data, right? And after they have released, it came in the newspaper. Now let us understand what is outcome of this survey. So in this survey, they have, let's say, categorized another class which is known as extremely backward class. Okay, it is extremely backward class. This extremely backward class in the state, they constitute about 36.1%. I mean, like about 36% of the people in the state of Bihar are extremely backward class. So these people need increased reservation. These people, there should be, let's say, different kind of welfare schemes for these people, right? And in the state of Bihar, extremely backward classes and other backward classes they together constitute, okay, both of them together constitute around 63% of the population. Okay, so Bihar government, the present ruling government in the state of Bihar, so that government says that this data is going to help us to give targeted benefits to the people of different caste. However, this is not being supported by the central government. Central government says this is a fake data, they have conducted survey this way, that way. So in this article they have mentioned about it. Okay. However, this caste-based survey plays some role. The government will be able to come up with reservation program. And in this article they have said, is there a possibility of increasing reservation for people? They say yes, there is a possibility of increasing reservation for different sections of people, like extremely backward classes. So they may announce a different kind of reservation for those people. So in this article they say on October 2, the Bihar government published Bihar Caste-Based Survey 2022. And this survey shows extremely backward classes with 112 castes comprise the largest chunk of the population in the state, which is 36.01%. Okay, 36.01%. Then according to the expert on the field, the survey report would definitely force political parties to announce and initiate more welfare schemes for the poor and marginalized sections of the society. So it is related to Indian polity, it is related to economy also, because they are going to frame policies for welfare of the extremely backward classes and other sections of the society. Then we have another topic. We will quickly go through this topic. It says ED should give copy of the grounds of arrest. So ED means Enforcement Directorate. Okay, see, Enforcement Directorate. So recently what has happened, the central government of India, the Supreme Court of India has been notified by different parties that the central government of India is using ED as a tool to, let's say, like, suppress the opposition parties in the center and in different states. So the thing is, like, in many cases ED directly does a kind of quick investigation, it arrests people. In many cases they do not say the ground of arrest to the person who is being arrested. So it has been the case, and in some states they provide, let's say, a written copy also about the ground, I mean, like, about the reason why that person is being arrested. In some cases they go with their copy, but they do not give the copy, they just narrate that, like, for this reason you are being arrested. Yesterday, I think, yesterday or day before, I think yesterday, Sanjay Singh of Aam Aadmi Party has been arrested. I mean, like, he is a very popular leader. I mean, I have heard about his, let's say, many videos. He is a popular leader. He has been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. But this is not related to his case. In general, the Supreme Court of India has said that whenever Enforcement Directorate is arresting anybody, any person, So they should tell the ground of arrest to that person, okay? Ground of arrest. Ground means the reason why he is being arrested. So it should be given in a written format. The Supreme Court of India has said it should be given in a written format without any miss. In all the cases it should be given in a written format. The Supreme Court of India said in southern states some some people are giving it in written format, but it should be given everywhere. So that is the case. हाँ, बिल्कुल. Just only this was the last topic, I think. So one question. Okay, if you want to leave, you can go quickly. Right. So consider the following statements. The Supreme Court has held that the Directorate of Enforcement must furnish the reason of arrest to the accused. This is right. Then mere non-cooperation of a witness in response to the summons issued under Section 50 of the PMLA Act of 2002 would not be enough to render someone liable to be arrested under Section 9. Both of them are correct. Okay, both of them are correct. Correct answer is option C in this case. So you can go through it. Now this is the last topic. Quickly, I'm going to discuss. 7 dead as glacial lake burst in Sikkim. So one of the lake, it is a lake that its water comes from a glacier. So this kind of lake is known as glacial lake. So it's a part of geography whenever we read. So one of the lake has outburst and its water has come, let's say, down. And because of its water came down, so it has created ruckus and many people have died. So they have reported 7 people has died. So this is related to this topic. You can go through it in your free time. And then we have a map also of glacial lake. So this name of the lake is South Lonak. Name of the lake is South Lonak. You just need to remember the name of the lake. Okay, that's there. And there is some reading stuff. You can read it in your free time, right? So that will be all from my side for the day. And there is a question quickly on this topic. We will solve this question. Lonak Lake is a glacial lake situated in pristine landscape of North Sikkim at an altitude of approximately this thing. So where is it located in Sikkim or not? You need to check. Yes. Okay. Where is it located? Sikkim. Okay. So this lake is located Sikkim. This is right. First statement. Second, it plays a role in the hydrological cycle, releasing water downstream, ultimately benefiting the Ganga river basin. Okay. Both seem to be correct. Okay. So second is incorrect actually. So Teesta river basin, it flows through Teesta river basin. So first is right, second is wrong. This is right, this is wrong. Correct answer is option A. So you can go through it. Okay. So that's all for the day. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you so much Vijay Lal also for participating.
Tributary of Ganga, so ultimately we can.
Teesta is a tributary of Ganga. Ultimately we can relate to it, but they have written the name of the river directly. So it is coming to that river or not. Tribute, मतलब वो connect कर सकते हैं, but it is coming to Teesta river. So that's why they have made it wrong. ठीक है, thank you so much. हाँ.